G'day, I'm Costa Zulio, and this is the first in what will hopefully be a series of interviews looking back and forward to an assortment of musical artists. Our first guest on the breakdown is a proud Western GuGu Yalanji and Birrigubba man. Jungaji is a First Nations songman, visual artist, playwright and activist who has been renowned in the Australian music industry for 3 decades. Back in the 90s, as a teenager, Jungaji was a member of Aim for More, and almost 3 decades later, he's found a new musical path fusing soul and R&B to create a unique and authentic sound that showcases his cultural roots. Jungaji's debut album is called Betting on Blak.
I'm betting on trust, I'm betting love, I'm betting house, I'm betting I'm betting you, I'm betting on truth, betting on black. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, brother. Always a pleasure to catch up. Yeah, we're coming from the lands of the Yagaratubu peoples here at JMC. A big shout out to Daniel Sporowski and all the Deadly team here. It's like coming home, you know, and sitting around a fire and having a yarn. That's how I see this, yeah. But good to yarn with you, man.
Thanks, mate. Jungaji, thanks for joining us today here at JMC Academy. How does it feel to have your debut?
The debut album has been a long time coming. The vicissitudes of the ups and the downs, the ins and outs of life, creatively, musically. Yeah, man, it's 32 years in the making. This is the debut album called Betting on Blak. For short, we call it Uncle Bob. Betting on Blak, Uncle Bob.
Oh, Uncle Bob, I got it now.
Uncle Bob.
Took a while.
But yeah, it's a very proud body of work. I nearly died along the way, you know, creating this. And yeah, man, I'm just happy to share this with the universe, man.
Yeah, well, tell us about Renaissance Rambler. You've come through a renaissance yourself, haven't you? Probably more than one,
yeah, man.
I suppose. We all do, I guess, in our lives. But yep. Is this you on the song? Are you the Renaissance Rambler?
Yeah, man. Initially, it was about my grandfather, old Pastor Don Brady, and the legacy and the testimony that he'd established and left the spears for us to carry when he was, you know, lobbying and jockeying in the 60s for equal rights and, you know, the social advancement of Aboriginal peoples. And so this is an ode to him, but it's also my stories in there, you know, in terms of how I carry my spear and confront things that have compromised me historically to get me to this point. So Renaissance Rambler, and there's a quote at the start there, and that's from my Uncle Kwanji. Big shout out to him, but he's my Gapanji, he's my teacher. He's been mentoring and culturally, you know, inspiring me over the last 20-odd years, 25 years to be exact, but, you know, traditionally, since I was born, spiritually. But, yeah, this is a note to that old fella, Kawanji, but also to his son, Kawanji. If that makes sense.
You're on the break, Costa Zulio, and I'm talking to a proud Western GuGu Yalanji man and Birrigubba man, Jungaji. We're here at JMC Academy having a listen to the brand new record that's on its way out. We've just been listening to Renaissance Rambler, and Gummy Bamarra is the next one. Gummy is grandson, and Bamarra is Aboriginal story. Is that right?
Yes. Gummy Bamarra, yeah.
Thank you, Gummy Bamarra.
Yep.
And this is about your grandchildren.
This is about my grandkids.
What's it like being a granddad?
Man, it was something that I didn't foresee coming at such a young age, but it's a blessing. They keep me, you know, in check. They give me perspective. We lost their father, you know, and I'm not afraid to talk to the space of mental health and suicide within society. And, you know, you just don't see, you see it out in the community, but when it happens to you, it's just like, how do I respond here? How do I make the right choices, salubrious choices? because the little ones are watching, you know. And, you know, that happened 2021, like it was yesterday, I remember. And this song was born out of that process. I thought, you know what, let me celebrate this son of mine, and let me celebrate the fact that he's left these two beautiful Jarjums, these kids, these gummies, who look exactly like their father, same mannerisms and everything. So it's just a subtle reminder, a bittersweet reminder that I still got to stay strong within my cultural ceremony, within, you know, an urban environment, the matrix, you know.
So it must be a double-edged sword for you, you know, seeing them grow up.
Yeah, it is, it is.
But coaching them along the way as well.
Yeah, we're just trying to be, you know, the best version of me for them. You know, albeit I'm not a saint. You know, nobody's a saint. But it's how we, you know, respond to things that have compromised us. And this year, and, you know, it's talking to many out there in the community who are battling, you know, the black dog, you know, and it's widespread, it's prevalent. We had 2 funerals at Inala, you know, last week, 2 teenagers, you know. So how do we denormalise and destigmatise, you know, that, and saying that's not right, that shouldn't be happening. We want our young ones to be old people, binga binga gala, you know. And that's what this conversation is about, sort of too. But Gummy Bamarra is a celebration of my grandsons and what my son will say to them babies, because they're starting to ask now, Gummy, we love our daddy. I say, I love your daddy too. Where is he? Oh, he's there and he's peaceful now. So it's about navigating that, and through the story they'll be able to listen to this, you know, when they're grandfathers themselves. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
It's sung in language too. So how do you decide, you know, for yourself when you're coming to record a song, whether it's in English or in language, or?
It's got to be in the right ceremony, and, you know, contextually speaking, just the feel of the song. If I want to, you know, I just don't throw it out there. I don't want to put GuGu Yalanji song prematurely out there just because it's a Yalanji. It's got to feel right in many facets, you know. So I make sure that, you know, it's in the right ceremony, because the old fellas, they listen up Guangala up north. So I'm always on my guard. I'm always within the cultural protocols. But yeah, no, they're proud. They cry when they hear these songs, and that nourishes my heart to say that, you know, I'm on the right path. One of the old fellas listened to one of the songs, which we'll talk about later, Kalkur, The Road, and they said, you know, that, you know, when them old fellas go, you the last one to speak in the language, that old Western language.
Wow.
Yeah, I was reminded last week about the greater responsibility and how important it is that with everything that is happening within our community, both in the black and the white communities around mental health, it don't discriminate, that I can talk to these spaces and shed light on it.
That's Gummy Bamarra from the Jungaji record, Betting on Blak. My name's Costa Zulio, and I'm talking to Jungaji, and we're here at JMC Academy recording this podcast. Now, Mission Streets is the third track on the record. Again, must have been a tough one to write. Tell us about Mission Streets and how that one came about.
Yeah, so I talk to a lot of, you know, really sensitive issues within our communities, within our society. And Aboriginal black deaths in custody, Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander black deaths in custody in general is prevalent, is widespread. I've been working within that space. I've worked at the Youth Detention Centre back in 2006 to 2010, worked in the prisons, and I seen, you know, it's an open gateway for our people that are just in and out. How do we change that narrative? And how do we, you know, spread awareness about the influx of our peoples in contact with the youth and justice custodial systems? It's not initiation for us to go to jail. How do we destigmatise that concept? No, to be an initiated man in this modern, concrete matrix is to be with your family, is to be strong. We're talking about Gummy Bamarra. It's that same principle, those same values and ethoses, to stand strong within your family when there is death out there, or where there is things to be celebrated. Like I had my niece's wedding 2 weeks ago. I said, no, we must be proud, and we must celebrate these things. We had Mother's Day just on the weekend. We must celebrate these things because we don't know what's around the corner. And with this song here, Mission Street, again around Aboriginal Black towns and customers, for those who are voiceless. And this is an ode to Auntie Sherry, my mother's sister, proud Birrigubba woman. Taken too soon. And it's just really asking a question to authorities and governments, no matter which government's in power, about your accountability. You need to be accountable for whoever walks through your door. She passed away at the Brisbane Watch House. So there's awareness around, and the ethical standards command said that these were human rights abuses. They said it at the coroner's inquest. You know what I'm saying? That's from their own peoples who investigate corrupt police and stuff. So this is what this conversation is about.
Because it's incumbent on all of us, isn't it? Not just blackfellas.
Absolutely. And I'm proud to, get topology on the strings with the song. It's beautiful, man. And it just takes me somewhere else. We were marching and we were campaigning, and I'm on the Dajara Foundation board, to which we assist and resource peoples who are affected personally by, this mire, with our peoples in contact with these systems, Burning on fire, like salt, they're on fire. It's a wildfire, the Mission Street gone down.